Part 1. Marie Curie. She worked until the end. She was not born famous. She was not born rich. She was born into limits, and she never stopped working. This is not a story about luck. This is a story about effort, discipline, and quiet strength. Marie Curie was born in 1867 in Warsaw, Poland. At that time, Poland was under Russian rule. Education was restricted. Opportunities were limited. From an early age, Marie learned one hard truth: life is not fair. Her family valued learning, but money was always a problem. When Marie was young, she lost her mother. She lost her sister. Pain entered her life early, and it stayed. Marie wanted one thing: education. But women were not allowed to study freely. So she worked as a governess. She earned money. She saved every coin. Day after day, she prepared for a future that felt very far away. Finally, she moved to Paris to study at the Sorbonne. Life there was hard. She lived in cold rooms. She often had little food. Sometimes she fainted from hunger. But she did not stop. She believed one simple thing: if you continue, progress comes. Marie studied physics and mathematics. Step by step, she became one of the best students, not because it was easy, but because she worked longer than others. She met Marie Curie, a scientist who respected her mind. They worked together. They shared ideas. They shared struggle. Together, they studied mysterious rays that came from certain materials. Marie named this new phenomenon radioactivity. Word by word, experiment by experiment, she entered unknown territory. No clear rules, no clear answers, only questions. She discovered two new elements: polonium, named after her homeland, and radium, powerful and dangerous. At the time, no one fully understood the risk. Marie worked in poor conditions: no protection, no gloves, no warning. She handled radioactive materials every day. She was focused on discovery, not on danger. Success came slowly. Recognition came even slower. Many doubted her. Many ignored her. But she continued. Again and again she returned to her work. Marie Curie did not work for praise. She worked because knowledge mattered. And this relentless dedication would change science forever. Part 2. Working without protection. Marie Curie's work moved forward, but her life did not become easier. Discovery brought attention, yet daily reality stayed harsh. Again and again, she chose work over comfort. Marie and Pierre worked in a small, poorly equipped lab. It was cold in winter. It was hot in summer. The air was heavy. The conditions were far from ideal, but they continued. Step by step, they processed tons of material by hand. Their work was slow and exhausting. Day after day, Marie stirred heavy containers. She carried buckets. She measured. She waited. Progress did not come quickly, but she trusted the process. At that time, radioactivity was new. No one knew how dangerous it could be. Marie handled radioactive substances directly. She touched them. She kept samples in her pockets. At night, the materials glowed softly in the dark. She found this beautiful. Marie did not think about safety. She thought about results. She believed that knowledge was worth the risk. Little by little, her body paid the price, but she did not stop. Recognition finally came. In 1903,
Marie Curie shared the Nobel Prize in Physics with Pierre Curie and Henri Becquerel. It was a historic moment. Marie became the first woman to win a Nobel Prize. But fame did not change her habits. She did not slow down. She did not rest. Again and again she returned to the lab. For her, success was not an end. It was a responsibility. Tragedy followed soon after. Pierre Curie died in an accident. Marie was left alone. Grief was heavy. Life felt unstable. Many expected her to stop. She did not. Marie took Pierre's place as a professor at the Sorbonne. She became the first woman to teach there. Step by step, she rebuilt her life through work. She continued her research. She continued to teach. She continued to push forward, even when pain was constant. Marie Curie understood something deeply. Work does not remove suffering, but it can give suffering meaning. And meaning gave her strength.
Marie Curie was no longer just a scientist. She was a symbol, a woman who proved that knowledge has no gender. But behind this image, her life was becoming harder. After Pierre's death, Marie carried everything alone. Teaching, research, family, responsibility. Day after day, she worked without pause. Rest felt like a luxury she could not afford. Her body was changing. She felt tired more often. Her hands were burned. Her strength was fading, but she ignored the signs. Again and again, she told herself that work must continue. Marie believed deeply in science for the good of humanity. During World War I, she saw another need. Soldiers were dying because doctors could not see inside the body. So she acted. She created mobile X-ray units and brought them to the front lines. Step by step, she trained nurses. She drove through dangerous areas. She worked close to radiation again. There was no protection. There was no time. These machines saved thousands of lives, but the cost was high. After the war, Marie returned to her research. Recognition followed her everywhere. She won a second Nobel Prize in 1911, this time in chemistry. She became the only person to win Nobel Prizes in 2 different sciences. But success did not bring safety. Rumors surrounded her. Critics attacked her. Newspapers judged her personal life. Pressure grew from all sides. Still, she did not stop. Marie Curie focused on one thing: work. When the world felt hostile, the lab felt familiar. When words hurt, numbers felt honest. When life became loud, science stayed quiet. Little by little, the damage inside her body increased. Radiation was no longer invisible. It was inside her. Her health declined. Her energy disappeared. But her dedication remained unchanged. Marie Curie never asked how much it would cost her. She asked only one question: is this work necessary? And as long as the answer was yes, she continued. Part 4. Working until the body breaks. Marie Curie continued to work when most people would have stopped. Her name was now known around the world, but her daily life remained simple and demanding. Fame did not slow her down. If anything, it pushed her harder. She traveled often. She spoke to governments. She raised money for research.
Again and again she explained why science mattered. She believed knowledge should serve humanity, not profit. Marie refused to patent her discoveries. Radium could have made her rich, very rich, but she chose another path. She believed that science belongs to everyone. Step by step, she gave her work to the world without asking for anything in return. Her laboratory was still dangerous. Radioactive materials were everywhere, on tables, in drawers, in glass tubes. She worked among them every day. She touched them. She carried them. She breathed the air around them. Protection was still minimal. Warnings were still ignored. Her health slowly collapsed. She suffered from constant fatigue. Her vision weakened. Pain became part of her routine. But she did not complain. She did not step back. Again and again, she chose to continue. Marie believed that stopping would mean betrayal. Betrayal of science. Betrayal of effort. Betrayal of everything she had sacrificed for. Work was not only her profession, it was her identity. People around her worried. Doctors warned her. Friends urged her to rest. But Marie trusted discipline more than fear. She believed that purpose gives strength, even when the body fails. She kept teaching. She kept writing. She kept leading research institutes. Even when walking became difficult, even when holding instruments hurt. Step by step, she forced herself forward. Marie Curie knew she was paying a price, but she accepted it. In her mind, some work was worth the cost. She never described herself as a hero. She described herself as a worker, and she worked until her body could no longer follow her mind. Part 5. What she left behind. As Marie Curie grew older, the consequences of her work became impossible to ignore. Her strength was no longer the same. Simple tasks felt heavy. Concentration became difficult. But even then, she refused to step away. Her days were still full. Meetings, letters, students, research plans. Step by step, she tried to keep everything moving. She believed that stopping meant losing time, and time for her was precious. Marie understood something very clearly. Knowledge does not come for free. Every discovery has a cost, and someone always pays it. In her case, the cost was her health. She began to lose her sight. Her hands shook. Pain followed her everywhere. Still, she came to the laboratory. Still, she spoke to young scientists. Still, she believed in the future of science. What mattered most to her was not her own legacy. It was what others would do next. She wanted laboratories to grow. She wanted research to continue. She wanted young people to have better tools than she ever had. Marie never asked for admiration. She asked for seriousness. She wanted science to be done carefully, honestly, and with responsibility. She believed that progress without ethics is dangerous. Even as her body weakened, her influence expanded. Institutes carried her name. Her methods shaped modern research. Her ideas changed medicine, physics, and chemistry. Marie Curie did not live to see all the results of her work, but she accepted that. She knew that true work often reaches beyond one lifetime. She once lived in cold rooms and survived hunger.
Now she lived with pain and exhaustion. The form changed, the discipline did not. Again and again, Marie returned to the same belief: work matters, purpose matters, and effort is never wasted. Her life was not easy, it was not balanced, it was not safe, but it was meaningful, and meaning for her was enough.
Part 6. She worked until the end. Marie Curie died in 1934. The cause was a disease of the blood linked to long exposure to radiation. At the time of her work, the danger was unknown. She did not protect herself because there were no rules, no warnings, no experience to learn from. Even after her death, her work remained powerful. Her notebooks are still radioactive today. They must be stored in special boxes. They cannot be touched without protection. Her life literally changed the world. Marie never described herself as extraordinary. She believed that progress comes from effort, not brilliance. She believed that discipline matters more than talent. Again and again, she showed this through her actions. She was a woman in a world that did not expect her to succeed. She was a scientist in a time that did not protect its scientists. And still, she continued.
Marie Curie did not work for comfort. She did not work for money. She did not work for praise. She worked because knowledge mattered, because understanding mattered, because the future mattered. Her life reminds us of something simple and demanding. Real progress is slow. It requires patience. It requires sacrifice. And it often asks more than we expect to give. Learning works the same way. At first, progress feels small. Words feel heavy. Mistakes feel endless. But if you continue, step by step, something changes. Understanding grows. Confidence grows. Meaning grows. Marie Curie worked until the end, not because it was easy, but because she believed the work was worth it. And that belief still speaks to us today.
Thanks! Please subscribe and like. Spin a new yarn with us every week. See you there!